I want you to imagine you're on your daily commute when you meet a strange-looking man who says he's from the future. He offers to make all humans immortal with a brand new technology. You would never age, fall sick, and time would have no hold over you. Would you be thrilled at first? You're young and healthy forever, and you have infinite time to explore, to gain knowledge, and to witness the rise and fall of civilizations. But now, think about what that life would feel like after 500 years or 5,000. Would it still seem like a gift, or might it become a burden? This question is as old as human curiosity itself. Can we live forever? And more importantly, should we even want to? When I was a child, I planted a peach tree in our backyard. I watered it and nourished it with nitrogen fertilizers, waiting for it to become big and bear fruit. It was a beautiful little tree, and I was so proud of its growth and perfection. But one stormy evening, dark clouds rolled in, and fierce winds snapped the fragile tree in half. I was devastated. I couldn't understand why something so vibrant and so beautiful could be destroyed so easily. That loss planted a question in my mind. Why does everything have to end? Why can't trees, animals, or even people live forever? But when in secondary school I became interested in biology, I explored those issues, and I think there is a scientific answer to them. So, to find out whether immortality is possible, we must first understand why we age and die. Aging is a natural process which is inherent to almost every form of life, as almost anything eventually wears out and breaks down. It isn't some grand plan coded into our DNA. It's just the result of gradual wear and tear at the level of cells. One of the main culprits of our aging is something called telomeres, the protective caps at the end of our chromosomes, inside every cell of the body. You can think of them like the plastic tips on the shoelaces that prevent fraying. Every time a cell divides, the telomere gets a little shorter, as it selflessly sacrifices its own parts to division. Eventually, it becomes so short that the cell can no longer divide, and it either dies or becomes dysfunctional, which leads to the death of the organism. But here's the twist. Not all organisms age the way we do. Some, like the Turritopsis donii, aka the immortal jellyfish, can essentially reset their biological clock to an earlier stage of life, a polyp, forever. Other creatures like the rough-eye rockfish and the red sea urchin have a phenomenon of negligible aging, which means they don't show any signs of biological aging at all and can live up to 500 years. This amazing superpower of aforementioned creatures is thanks to a special enzyme called telomerase. Telomerase is produced naturally by those organisms. It constantly prolongs the telomeres, shortened by cell division. This tells us something profound. Aging is not inevitable. There are no aging genes in our DNA, so that means if we can find out how to repair or maintain our telomeres, or insert genes that code enzymes like telomerase, we'll be able to stop or even reverse the aging process and so become immortal. And thanks to some tools like the recently created by Emmanuel Charpentier and Jennifer Doudna CRISPR-Cas9, which allows scientists to edit genes with precision in any way, the idea of creating an immortal human is not science fiction anymore. Of course, there are a bunch of complicated challenges on the way to immortality, but it's still a theoretical possibility and even a future perspective. But is that where we want to go? Let's pause for a moment. Assume that we solve all the technical issues and become immortal. What would the world look like if no one died anymore? At first glance, it sounds like a utopia. You have infinite time to learn, to grow, and to explore the world, and there is no fear of sickness or death. But dig a little deeper and cracks begin to appear. First thing coming to mind is overpopulation, If no one dies, where do we put everyone? Resources are already strained on the Earth, and an eternally growing population could overwhelm our planet. The competition on the job market would skyrocket as no one would retire at all, and you'd have to be a super genius to enter the university or even school. And then there is a psychological toll. Could we handle eternity? After all, mortality gives life its urgency. It's the fleeting nature of time that makes every moment precious. Without an end, wouldn't life lose its meaning? And then, what about relationships? Wouldn't it be strange to have a great-great-grandma who looks like she's the same age as you, and to compete with all your own ancestors and descendants for opportunities on the job market? Would we still value each other the same way? When things last forever, we often take them for granted. If my peach tree had been indestructible, I wouldn't have cherished it as much, would I? Perhaps immortality isn't the answer at all. Perhaps we should focus on making the most of the time we already have. Rather than chasing immortality, let's concentrate on extending healthy and fulfilling lives. And let the quality of life, not just in length, be our ultimate goal. But how do we make our lives fulfilling? Have you noticed your days flying too fast, giving you a feeling that you don't have time for anything and not living your life fully? Maybe that's the main reason why we want to be immortal, to have more time. Actually, you can reach that without any futuristic technologies. You can just shorten your screen time. 4.48. That's how many hours per day people spend on their phone screens on average, according to an analytic research conducted by App Any Company in 2022. Imagine what wonderful things you could have done during that amount of time. You could read around 600 average books and learn Chinese, Spanish, and French to fluency altogether. So, if you dream about immortality, just put your phone away, turn it off, and start doing something that truly matters to you. We may never need immortality if we can find fulfillment in every fleeting moment. After all, as Chuck Palahniuk once said, the goal is not to live forever, but to create something that will. Immortality might not lie in endless days, but in the legacy you leave behind. Let's dedicate our fleeting time to discovery, creation, and connection, making every moment count. Thank you.